it'll be the Tigers of Tokyo taking on our home team. On the visitors' sideline, their head coach. His guys 1-0 following the season-opening win last Sunday. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys also winners in Week 1, so a couple of 1-0 teams ready to get after it here. As this one is underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Throwing to start the drive. Foot. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Number 89. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the
play action. Foot. Wide open receiver complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
That's good.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10. As they've got things rolling on this drive. And he'll work his way inside the 30 down to the 28. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Operating from the gun. Foot. Throw out wide to Walker. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
And a first down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Walker now at 1st and 10. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
At the 12-yard line.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Foot. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. 2nd and 14. Operating from the gun. Foot. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 14.
Operating from the gun. Foot. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it'll be 4th down.
An 8-yard gain. It's 4th down.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. All in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy. And then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be let out by their 6-year quarterback.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead-up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in Week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2.
Off the play fake. Peyton. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Over the middle, complete. It's Higgins. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of catches, 88 yards and a touchdown.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Peyton. Able to find the open man. That's complete. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Back to throw. Peyton. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game. Like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
This time he'll look to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4.
A gain of 5. It's 4th down.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 bouncers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Calling a gain of a yard. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Looking to throw. Foot.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. Well, there was a 42, maybe a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Throwing to start the drive. Peyton. Connecting on the out route here with Higgins. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 1.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20.
And finally down at the 9-yard line.
69 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Caught on the slant. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Chicago offense set to get started. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Here's Walker to start the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He's brought down at the 31. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Back to throw. Foot. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Damn, I miss you, Chester. Sending love from my bass compressor. Ground control with a soul.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Foot. And he can't escape, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on a sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Underneath, caught by the tight end, Allen. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Looking to throw. Foot. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. The Tokyo offense heads back out there now. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just...
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. Tokyo set to go on offense once again. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And, you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes it's the last thing you hear, and it's exactly what you do.
From the 34 now, here's
here's 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Monroe. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Back to throw. Peyton. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now they'll run. Now the ball comes loose.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
You remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Operating from the gun. Foot. He finds his man. Complete. It's Graves. This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Slot man moves right. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
1st and 10 at the 30.
The tight end in motion right. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Throw left side, complete. That's Graves. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
It's a gain of 8.
2nd and 2. 1st down marker at the 5-yard line.
Running right, here's Walker. The 5-yard gain, and now they'll set up 1st and goal.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Now they send a man in motion right.
Walker.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick here is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's had it working pretty well here in this first half up until that last drive when he put it on the turf, Charles.
So I don't think they want to overreact to that fumble because now you've got a guy that's played so well. You don't want to take him and limit his effectiveness by worrying about it too much. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if we saw him next week at meetings. He'd have the football with him at all times.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
issue for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
46-yard line.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Second down and 8.
Looking to throw. Peyton.
And that one complete once again to Higgins. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
And it's third down.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This will be fielded at the 17. They'll score on a 36-yard punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Foot. And Walker has it. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
That's another first down.
Back to throw again. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete with the clock down now to 13 seconds. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. That is caught. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 4 seconds left, and there's the timeout. In field goal range and a chance to tack on 3 before intermission. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And that extends their advantage to 6 and 16 to 10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
A final shot before break. Peyton is going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Week 1 was full of surprises, full of intrigue, and a lot of firsts for the young players. What will Week 2 bring? Let's dive in. Our trip around the NFL starts now with a good divisional matchup in the black and blue NFC North. And this is the Bears quarterback. On target with that one, he had 3 touchdown passes on the afternoon. The Bears get their first win of the year, and they had to earn it, too. They get the road victory. Why don't we go over to Charm City now? Check in on the Ravens. They're playing host to the New Orleans Saints. And this is the Ravens wideout. They put a lot of trust in him, and it's well placed. This, one of 3 touchdowns for him in the game. The Ravens are in the win column. They win it in front of the home faithful and move to 1-1. Lastly, let's go to Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And this is the running back for the visitors. He's going to take this one in, 7 yards on the rushing touchdown. The Falcons get a second straight win to start the year as they get the tough road victory. With that, we give you a look at the rest of the early games and games still in progress here in Week 2 of the NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
So the difference is 6 points as we get set to resume action here in this third quarter of play. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they still got a shot.
Second and 10.
On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 96 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
From the gun on third down. Peyton can't get away, and he's taken down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out they come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Well, both sides searching for adjustments. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for Chicago.
At the 40-yard line.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. Doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. Now he got away from that first tackler. No idea, but he did, and it winds up with positive yardage. From the 38 now, here's a 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Here's 3rd and 3.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up
looking to throw. Foot will try to pick it up himself. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. Straight ahead, Walker. Hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. From the 23, here's a 2nd and 4. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. Powering his way forward. It sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Tokyo set to go on offense once again. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Nowhere to go that time. Now they got the yard up to the 25. From the 25, here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Peyton. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. From the gun on 3rd down. Peyton. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. They bring their punter out there now, as he's on here to punt it away. Taken from just outside the 30. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. Their home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's sure.
his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Here's 2nd and 8. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
And a first down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Underneath, caught by the tight end, Allen. The first down line at the 34 here on third down.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Operating from the gun. Foot. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a first down.
No additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
And they get to him quickly as he stopped right around the
13-yard line.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
60 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
At the 3-yard line.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football. You control.
Touchdown! From 3 yards out. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me, and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for